Hey guys, today I'm here to share with you my Reading Rush TBR, formerly known as Booktubeathon. And if you hear any bells in the background, that is Kai. Now, I'm not 100% set on this TBR, but I wanted to knock out like as many books as I could that would fit these requirements and that I know I'm going to put off reading. And I know that sounds like something you wouldn't want to do during a readathon, because it's like you want to read what you feel like reading or what you know you're going to be interested in, not something that you've been purposely putting off for a while now. I've done a lot of like slower reading. It's like I just finished Ready Player One and Nexus by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. And I don't know, I just read both books incredibly slow, and that was when I was in the mood for them. So I'm kind of like switching it up, reading books I'm not in the mood for, and hopefully that means that I will read them fairly quickly because, you know, it makes no sense at all, and it probably will not work that way. But I'm just changing things up a little bit because, in all honesty, all I feel like reading is sci-fi right now, and I blame Ready Player One immensely for that. But yeah, this TBR is not 100% set in stone. I don't really feel, actually I feel like reading one of these books, and that's pretty much it. I feel like reading one of them. The others, there's two books here that I was just putting off until like I felt like reading a duology, and then the other books are seriously just books that have been sitting on my shelf collecting dust because I still am interested in them to the point that I want to keep them. But they're also not books that I plan like to read right away. Maybe like 5 or 6 years down the road I would read them, but not like now. So this is me getting to them now. Will this backfire? More than likely. But I've wasted enough of your time. Let's move on to my very loose TBR for the Reading Rush 2019. Challenge 1 is to read a book with purple on the cover. For that, I plan on reading The Marked Girl by Lindsay Klingel. I don't know how to say her name. I'm not exactly sure if this book got a lot of hype or not, but I do know Jessie, Kat, and Christine were in the book trailer or something for this book, and you know, that actually got me to pick up the book no matter how weird and not interesting it actually sounded to me at the time. Granted, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was like picking up all books that were recommended by booktubers. And this has basically been sitting on my shelf ever since. Oh, and this is also a debut novel. I did not know that. Yes, this will go towards that challenge as well, even though I do have another book picked out for that challenge. Read a book in the same spot the entire time. Now, this is either going to be my reading chair or my bed. I haven't really decided which, because I would like to read a book outside, but it's like 90 degrees outside with humidity, and I am not reading outside in that. I mean, I may be as pale as a ghost and I may need the sun and tan and everything, but I am not sitting out in that mess. It's bad enough I have to walk dogs in it. But yeah, I haven't really set on a place yet. It may just be one of those things. Normally I read all of my books in various places. Depends if, you know, I actually have to go anywhere or something, because normally I will just like, if I'm not driving, I'll just like read in the car. I don't think that's gonna be happening for a while. So I don't know, I guess whatever book I actually end up doing for this challenge, I will, which I don't know. I don't know what book I'm gonna choose. I don't know, I may just sit down in a spot and, you know, just decide spur of the moment, this is the book I'm gonna read in this exact spot the entire time. Or who knows, I may just read a book randomly in the same spot every single time I go to read it and complete the challenge without even realizing it. Because I tell you, that actually happened with Nexus. I thought I had read it. No, did I? No, it wasn't, because I started Nexus in the tub. Other than like the first chapter of Nexus, I read the first chapter in the tub, and then I read the rest of it on my bed. So technically not the entire time. Ready Player One, though, I think I did read that in the same spot the entire time, and that was a long book. So good, but so long. So this challenge may get completed without me even realizing it. It's not going to be like on top of my priority list, because I tend to read in the same spot all the time anyways. Unless I happen to take a bath. Then I don't. But moving on. Challenge number 3 is read a book that you meant to read last year. And I'm going to be completely honest, all of these books go to completing that challenge. So I don't actually have to worry about that challenge, because anything I pick up and read, it's gonna complete the challenge. But I did go to the library and I got Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. And this is a book I've been thinking about buying for a long time. That's why I ended up getting it from the library, because I think it's a trilogy. And if I don't like this first book, obviously I'm not gonna want to pick up the rest of the books. So this is just like a trial and error kind of thing. I'm like trying to save funds and not buy books. So if I can get it from the library, I'm going to. Now if I happen to love this book, I will buy a copy of it. And I'll buy a copy of the second book, which came out last month. I just realized that. This is what I'm going to read for a book that I meant to read last year, because it's been at the library for a while. I've been putting off picking it up because I had other books that I wanted to read before it, but this is the perfect opportunity to pick it up and read it. It is kind of big, and I actually do have to take this back to the library the 23rd, so if I do read this book, I have to read it like in 2 days, because I have to return this. Or I may just call and get an extension. It depends on how my reading goes those first couple days. Challenge number 4 is read an author's first book. Now, this I kind of wish I had saved Ready Player One for, because I love that book so much. But at the same time, I'm glad I didn't, because then I could just, you know, read it at my own pace. And I think I read it in like 2-3 week period. I'm not really 100% sure, but I really love the book, and I'm so glad I just had time to like read it and absorb all of the information and look up like all of the 80s references that I didn't get. I absolutely love that. The March Girl is actually a debut book, which I didn't know before filming this. I just happened to look at the back and it says a magical debut with a big heart. So it's a debut book. And if I don't get to the book I actually want to read for the challenge, then this will go to completing the challenge. Don't know what else I can say besides that. But the book I plan on reading is Struck by Jennifer Bosworth. This is a book I've had on my shelf for a very, very long time, and it's like a paranormal standalone fantasy kind of thing where a girl has electric powers. I don't know, it's interesting. I think she chases storms too, which I don't know how this book is going to turn out. I think this is like a fairly old book. Let me see when it actually came out. 2012, so not too far behind, but there was like an influx of young adult books back then, so this could be really good or it could be really bad. Challenge number 5 is read a book with a non-human main character. For that, I chose Between the Blade and the Heart by Amanda Hocking. And if I finish Between a Blade and a Heart, I plan on picking up From the Earth to the Shadows, mainly because I can't start a series without finishing the series. Now these I will probably save to like next to last, because I already if I like Lifelike, I have actually already asked my library to get in the second book of that series, so hopefully they'll get that in before the reading rush. But if they don't, then you know, I will probably save that to last and like read these for the actual challenges, because I mean these can go to completing the challenges of books I meant to read last year as well. Like I said, all these books can go to fulfilling that challenge. So I think I'll save Lifelike for last and like these next to last, because technically this isn't for a challenge. Challenge number 6 is read a book with 5 or more words in the title. This was incredibly difficult because most of the books that I own, which I didn't realize, only have like 1, 2, or 3 words in the title. Not many have 5 or more. At least, not that I haven't already read. Because I wanted to reread The Music of What Happens, but then I stopped and realized that I have already read that book this year, so I can't read it again. But I did go to contemporary right off the bat with this one. Mainly because it's been so long since I've read a contemporary. I think I've only read like maybe 1 or 2 this year so far. And I needed to get like a contemporary off my TBR. So I was like, I want one with 5 or more words. I want one that's incredibly short if I can get it, because I'm gonna try to read 7 books this week. Mainly because I'm falling behind on my Goodreads reading challenge, more than the fact that, you know, we actually have to read 7 books. But for the challenge, I'm gonna read Scarlett Epson Hates It Here by Anna Brishaw. I don't know how to say her name, but this is like only 280 pages long, and I should be able to read it in a day. And this is most likely the book I'm going to start the readathon out with, just because, like I said, I'm behind on my Goodreads reading goal. So if I can at least be on par, on track, I'm only one book behind, so if I can finish this, be on track, it'll make me feel so much less stressed. And challenge number 7 is to read and watch a movie adaptation. This is another one I would have loved to do Ready Player One with, because I actually got the movie from the library as well and watched it right after I read the book, which I have to say, I like the first challenge of the movie better than the book. And that's just because it's so action-packed and everything. Whereas, as a whole, the book is better. My brother disagrees, and I just found out that he has read most of the book. He hasn't finished it, but he's read most of the book. And the book is better. I'm not saying the movie's bad. The movie's pretty good. If I just saw the movie and just took it as a movie, it's good. But it's not a very loyal adaptation. But yeah, I don't think I could reread Ready Player One, because that's like 608 pages and I just can't do that. But I can read the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I've been putting off on reading this just because I haven't I don't want to reread a lot of books, but this is something that I would say has been on my TBR just because it's the illustrated edition and it's so different from the original, just because of the pictures. But I also can watch Harry Potter absentmindedly because I've seen the movies like a billion times. So I will pay attention during this movie, but I will most likely during the entire readathon play Harry Potter or some of my other movies that I've seen a billion times on loop, because I have to have some kind of background noise while I read. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I have to have something playing in the background. And that's probably a good thing considering how noisy my house gets sometimes. Now, to end things off, I do want to share with you guys an actual reading journal. My reading journal from 2018 got turned into a bullet journal. It's in my room, but I've made several videos about it, and I have neglected to post my spread pages for June, July, and August. I mean, I've posted them on Instagram, but I haven't actually filmed any videos, like a flip through of them, which I still plan to do. I just don't know when I'll actually get to that. But anyways, since that has become my bullet journal, I have severely neglected actually adding any pages where I've read a book. The last book that I read and actually put in that book was Zenith. So it's been a while. That was like back in February or before February. I'm not 100% sure now, but it's been a while. So I decided to start another sketchbook that will be my reading journal. It'll be just filled with the books that I've read. And it's also going to include any readathons I go in. So that's why I'm showing you guys this book now. Start off, I drew a book and I got these nice letter stamping that I love so much, and I just put books I've read in the middle. Then I made this ginormous bookcase that will hopefully last me till this book is filled out. I left a couple of spaces down here empty for I don't know. But anyways, my point to showing you guys this really was the fact that I did a 2019 Summer Reading Rush page. And this is the little, I guess, divider, title page, whatever, of the Reading Rush. I don't know if there's going to be a winter Reading Rush, but I really hope there is. Then I have all 7 of the challenges right here on this page to keep track of it. I even left room where I could write what book I complete for that challenge. Or I can just put it down here even. It doesn't matter. Depends on what I feel like, what I'm in the mood for. Then on the back of that, I have the Reading Rush video challenges, Instagram challenges, my TBR for the readathon. And then I have total, and this is basically my total page count, my total books read, and total challenges complete both in the reading, video, and Instagram area. And then I just left these blank for any other things that come up that I want to keep track of. Then I've also show you the rest of the book because it's not very long. This page, since I've checked out a couple books from the library, and I feel like to save money, I will continue to get books from the library as time goes on, and who knows, this book may cover 3 or 4 years. I don't know, because I don't really do book pages for every book I've read. I have back here, I have these book covers printed out for the reading rush, because I will make book pages for all the books I read during that, and I want to have them ready. I feel like I just want to keep track of all the books that I actually check out from the library. And here are the 2 book pages I've made so far. Here's Ready Player One, which I absolutely love the way it turned out. And I actually got these nice stickers that I plan on buying more of that like are completely see-through on the back. Oh, my rating system is Pac-Man. I absolutely love that because it was something that was a major part of the book. That's Nexus, and I kind of did a bunch of randomness stuff with Nexus, but I don't know, I really like the way it turned out too. I did all the constellations by hand, and then I also added this sticker in that's boy holding a sword because I didn't have a girl. But these are basically what my reading pages or book pages, review pages, whatever you want to call them, look like. I may actually do a flip through this book if like I ever like fill it out completely, like from cover to cover. It's 220 pages and I've only used like what, 6 pages? 6.5 pages? 6.5 pages. I don't think this is going to get filled up for a couple years now, but once it does get filled up, I think I am going to do like a flip through of it. I'm going to break the fourth wall with you guys and tell you that this video is actually going up the same day that I'm recording it. So I know the reading rush is a little bit of a ways away, and since I said that my TBR isn't like set in stone, it's very loose or whatnot, if you guys want to share your own TBRs, what challenges you're using them for, or if you guys are having problems getting your own TBRs together, just leave them in the comments. And if you guys want to recommend that I read something different for a challenge, you can leave that in the comments below as well, because I mean, I am very skeptical about a couple of these books that I plan on reading, and I can use all the help that I can get. And I would be more than happy to help you guys as well. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!